to get to. So welcome to our call, guys. If you're tuning in live or maybe you're watching the replay, thanks for taking the time to check it out. I'm super excited to get started with tonight's topic, which is pretty much just a bunch of practical stuff. So I love doing these calls and kind of mixing them up. Sometimes it's like it's dealing more with our mindset and the way we think. And then sometimes it's super duper practical and we're getting into like nitty gritty details. So tonight is more about those details. And I believe we will have time for questions. So if anybody has like any specific questions on things, keep them in mind and we can hopefully get to them for the end of the night. So anyways, wanted to just quickly mention to you guys, July 7th is Super Saturday. Look in your area. Sometimes it falls on a Friday or a Sunday, but generally it's Super Saturday. There are some big cities not doing one because it's so close to Summit, which if you don't know, Summit is the big annual coach event that happens once a year. And for those of you who are not going this year, make plans to attend next year. Like if they haven't yet, they will be releasing next year's dates very soon and the location. And make sure that you're there next year because that is the event to be at. So much inspiration, so much training. I mean, literally there's like 30,000 coaches that show up to this event. So it is pretty epic. So anyways, make plans for that next year. If for those of you who weren't on the call last week, anybody who's one of my personally sponsored coaches, we extended the deadline for the Diamond Retreat. So if you hit Diamond by the end of August, the last date in the month of August, then you qualify for the retreat, which takes place in October. So yay. So a whole extra month to hit that goal. And my encouragement to those of you last week who maybe we're thinking, oh, it's too far-fetched, I can't do it, is now you have time, okay? You got 2 months. You literally got 2 months. You got 2.5 months. So it's totally doable. So anyways, if you have any questions on that, reach out to me. We'll talk about that later. I want to put all of our time tonight into the practical stuff. So we're going to go over a few things. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing here. We're going to go over a few things because Michelina brought up some good points to me the other day just about like showing coaches how to do some of the little things that we do all the time, but maybe we take for granted that, when you're a newer coach or maybe you're not used to doing this, it might take some time to get used to that. So first things first is share a cart. I'm going to kind of work backwards from the order that I should be going, but first things first is share a cart. Let's say that you have someone who's ready to purchase something from you, whether it's a challenge pack, whether they want Shakeology, maybe they want Energizer. Let me just tell you, things have come a long way since I became a coach. And you guys are super spoiled because we have a brand new coach office now. We have a brand new training. We have so many awesome tools at our fingertips that have like significantly improved over the past year, and it's made it a lot easier for you guys. So let's say you have somebody who's ready to purchase whatever it is. What you need to know what they want to purchase, obviously, and you need to know their email address, okay? So, I guess I should explain what I'm doing. So if you know that, you're going to go to this website right here, this one right up here. See, it says shareacart.teambeachbody.com, okay? If you just type in share a cart, Team Beachbody, it's going to pull this up for you, okay? So you're going to go to that website, and it'll bring you to this page right here, okay? Now, normally, I'm going to technically, it's going to bring you to this page where you have to sign in with your information, your coach info. So you'd sign in with your coach info there, all right? And then you get to this is where you set up their purchase. So it's basically like you fill their shopping cart for them and then you send them a link and that link takes them directly to the shopping cart. So anytime you have someone who's ready to purchase this, I never send people to our website. Like it's cool, we have a website, someone can go on there and shop for stuff if they want. I almost never ever send anybody to my website. It's great, it's there, I'm glad I have it, but that's not what I do. When someone's ready to purchase something, I send them a specific link because here's what happens. And this is why you don't want people going just to your website. Because if they just go to your website, then they're going to like start shopping around. Maybe instead of getting a challenge pack, they'll just get Beachbody On Demand membership for the year, and they won't get the Shakeology, you know, or they'll just get distracted. And I don't want people to get distracted. I want them to get the thing that I know is going to get them the best possible results. So, and I also want to make the whole checkout process streamlined and super easy for them. And I want to be involved in it so that I can give them the best possible customer service. So purchase, anytime you have a customer or a coach that is ready to purchase, this is what you do, okay? So share a cart. All right, so let's say I have a new order. So you're gonna put their email address. I'm just gonna make someone up. Tina@abc.com. I don't even know if that's gonna let it go through. Tina, ABC Tina, okay. So you can select at that point, coach your customer, obviously United States, English. If they're from Canada, UK, obviously that's applicable. So coach your customer, you do it either way you want. I'm gonna go with customer for now. And check this box, just have permission to enter their information. Okay, and so here, this is where you pick out the product. Pretty self-explanatory. You can find the gear, supplements, so it doesn't have to be just a challenge pack. You can find this any way. It's really great. It can be just Shakeology. My most popular thing that I'm always going for is challenge packs. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the browser I use. Sometimes it takes a second to load on my page. But anyways, you would click challenge pack or whatever applicable area, and it's supposed to pull up a drop down. Give it a second. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you. I don't know if y'all says this or if this is just my browser, but it like hesitates. Come on. You're ruining my illustration, browser. All right. Where's the Jeopardy music when you need it? Okay, maybe we're going to go with, oh, you see what it does? It like hesitates. This is so dumb. All right, let's try Shakeology. Okay, Shakeology works. You see Shakeology, it pulls up all the things. I want the challenge pack thing to work. I'm annoyed. All right, for sake of time, I'm just gonna go with Shakeology right now. Oh, and now Shakeology doesn't want to work. I promise it's not normally like this. At least, well, for me it is, but probably for you it's not. I think it's my browser. All right, so anyways, let's say they want Shakeology, which I don't ever sell Shakeology by itself because I think that's dumb. Because I'm like, if you're gonna buy Shakeology for 130 bucks, then you might as well buy Beachbody On Demand Challenge Pack, because you get a full year's membership to like hundreds of programs, and you get Shakeology, and you get the coach enrollment, which is going to get you a discount in the future. So anytime someone says, oh, let me just buy Shakeology, I kind of try to steer them in the other direction. So just an FYI. So let's say they want chocolate vegan, but this is just for illustration purposes. 30 servings. You always put monthly auto ship because they're going to get discount on shipping. They can cancel it later if they want to. All right, so that's been added. It's just like shopping, except you're doing it for your customer, okay? So, and then you go send email, all right? So you're going to send them an email, and then you can actually copy the shareable link. So what I normally do is I'll, after, you know, I set it up for them, I'll message my customer or my coach, and I'll be like, so I sent the email straight to your, I sent the registration email or the registration form straight to your email address, or you can access it by clicking this link, and I'll just paste the link to them. And so there you go, easy as can be. So that is tip number one, or lesson number one. That's super easy, super user-friendly, and I'm telling you, it's coming a long way because we did not used to have that. We used to have something called simple coach links or coaching codes, and it was a lot more complicated, a lot more tedious to work with. So anyways, that is wonderful. And if you have trouble like working it like I do from your desktop, or maybe you have trouble working it from your phone, maybe try a different browser. Like I use Chrome, so maybe try Safari or try a different website browser, and it might help. Sometimes things are just like that. So, okay, so that's like a little one. The next thing I want to talk about is the Dare to Dream University. This is super exciting. This is something, it's not like super new, but it's like fairly new. And that is our new coach training. Coach training used to be 30 days long. Okay. It used to be a whole month of training, which I liked it because I was like, it's very thorough, but they have streamlined it and they have packed it into 1 month's work or 1 week of training, which is awesome because when you have new coaches, you want them to get started strong. You want them to be excited. You want them to like hit the ground running. And I understand why they did that, because if you have a training that is 30 days long, then people will tend to drag it out even longer. And then they lose momentum to get started before they even start, you know? So you want people to, you want to strike while the iron's hot. You want to get them plugged in. You want to get them engaged. You want to get them ready to go. Obviously, it's a 7-day training. They can take as long as they want to do it. But for those coaches that come in and they're super motivated, that 7-day training is going to help them just come in strong and hit the ground running. So obviously anybody can go at their own pace. So, but I want to show it to you guys. So I want to make sure you see it, especially those of you who maybe been coach for a while, and maybe you did the old training, which is awesome. I want you to still take a look at this so you know what you're offering to your new coaches who are enrolling with you, and for you to brush up too. So remember, I'm big on don't do so much training that it takes away from your actual productive work hours, because a lot of people just do training, and then they never start doing. That was me for a long time. I felt like I had to do the training like 5 times before I was like ready. And you're never going to be ready. You really don't actually learn a lot of things until you actually start doing them. So you have to start doing, and that's where a lot of the learning takes place. But there are a ton of resources in here. So I want you guys to be able to know where they are, know how to access them, all that good stuff. Okay, so daretodreamuniversity.com. And just to let you guys know, okay, so Beachbody Corporate, they have their own training, which is awesome. They have their own new coach training, and it's phenomenal. It's great. But I find it's also very corporate-ish, which is still good because it's super professional. It's very thorough. It's great. But what Jessica, my upline coach, has done for our branch of the organization is they've created their own based on, you know, their experiences, based on what has been working for them. And we have such an awesome team. Not every coach has this. So it's like we have specialized training that is very unique for our team. And I love the way our team leads, because we lead with heart. We don't lead with sales. We lead with helping people. And so the training that you're going to find through this is going to really reflect that. And it comes from a bunch of successful people who are in our branch of the organization. You know, so look, Jessica Bowser Nelson, she's a double millionaire, meaning she's made over $1 million in each of her business centers in this. So, you know, if someone of that stature is providing hands-on training and showing me exactly what she's doing, then I'm going to pay attention to that, you know? And same thing for, you know, when we have team calls and like even the Dare to Dream team calls and stuff, or even the national wake up calls, you know, when you have people who are extremely successful and, you know, they're 6-figure earners or they're millionaire earners in this business, and they've only been doing it maybe 4, 5, 6 years. I mean, I know that might seem like a long time, but that's not a long time for someone to become a 6-figure earner or a millionaire in a home-based business that they do online through social media. So if those people are dishing out info and tips, then, you know, it would benefit you. It would be very wise of you to take note, and to not just take note, but actually apply what they're teaching. And I will say this too, you know, you're going to hear a lot of things on different calls. Okay. So like you might hear one coach does it like this, one coach does it like that, one coach does it like this. Every coach kind of is going to have their own flavor, and they're going to have things that are working well for them. So it's not that you adopt everything you hear. Okay. The basics are the basics. The principles are the principles. The 4 vital behaviors are the 4 vital behaviors. The, you know, the activities that you're doing on your business activity tracker, in your power hour, those things are the same across the board. Okay. But when you're listening to different coach calls, you're going to hear different strategies, different methods that different coaches are applying. And don't think that you have to apply like everything. Like you might listen to one coach and they're all about Instagram stories. They're like, stories are where it's at. Stories are life. You have to do stories. If you don't do stories, you're not a good coach. Some people are going to say, you know, that it's all about the challenge groups, and that's where they put their focus, and their emphasis is going to be on the challenge groups. Some person's going to say that it's all about, doing this, or they do that, or they do this. And like, if you're not careful, you can be like, oh my God, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. No, no, no. The purpose for you to listen to those calls is that a lot of times you're going to hear a nugget, or you're going to like have a light bulb moment about something, and it's just going to resonate with you. It's going to connect with you. So grab onto that and run with that. It's not that you're going to adopt everything that they're doing. Okay. You got to find you in this. And with that, there comes some trial and error, but it's important for you to listen and glean from them, and know, that there are going to be things that are going to stick out to you. And you're like, oh, I like that idea. I'm going to do that, and you take it one bite at a time, like, okay, let me just pause this for a second so you're not just looking at the screen, but I'll get back to that in a second. But I know when I started, coaching, look guys, I didn't know anything about anything. Like, I started with a Facebook page with 0 friends on it, 0 friends, like brand new Facebook account. And I started with all cold market, which it makes it way harder to do that, especially when you're just learning this whole coaching thing and you're just learning social media and all that. Like, I made it way harder for myself. And, I've been doing this for 5 years now, and I'm not even where I want to be or where I'm going to be in this business. Part of me feels like I'm just getting started, but I'm not, because I've been doing this for a few years. But you guys might look at me, or you might look at someone else in this business who's been doing this for a while, or who has a certain measure of success. And you might think like, oh my gosh, like, I can't do what that person does. But you got to remember that none of us started in this place. Like, you might be comparing your chapter 2 or your chapter 3 to our chapter 20. Okay. And comparison is the thief of joy in the first place. So don't do that, because your journey is so different from anyone else's. But also, you got to know that, like, dude, I had no idea what I was doing when I started, and I made a lot of mistakes, and I did a lot of things wrong, and I learned the hard way in a lot of things. And you don't have to make the same mistakes. And I'm doing my best to teach you some of the things that I've learned from, but just know that, like, it takes some time for you to find your groove, for you to find your voice, for you to find your message. It takes some time for you to learn how to make good quality posts, to make good call to action posts. It takes some time for you to, like, if you're starting to run challenge group, it's going to take some time for you to streamline your challenge group to get it to where you really want it, where you're like really excited about it, or where it feels really comfortable. It's going to take some time for you to get used to talking to people about like closing the deal when it's time to sell somebody a challenge pack. It's going to like take some time for you to like really find your rhythm in that. So you might look at like, oh, that person is so successful, like, how can I get there or whatever. You just got to put one foot in front of the other and keep applying what you're learning, and know that you are going to get there. So, it's not about figuring it out all at once. It's about taking it one chunk at a time, one step at a time, and doing the thing that's in front of you, and focus on the vitals, focus on the activities in your daily your daily power hour, your daily activity tracker, whatever you're using to track your activities. But it's about just doing those basics and just getting better and better and better at doing those. So, when it comes to all the fluffy stuff, stick to the basics. Get the basics down, add the fluffy stuff later. And when I say fluffy stuff, I mean like graphics. I mean like, all that kind of stuff. Like, add the fluffy stuff later, stick to the basics. So that was total rabbit trail, but I'm just flowing with it today. Okay, so this is Dare to Dream University. I'm so excited for this. Again, this is so special. This is what we have. So it's literally, you have all these different courses that you can do, which is amazing. So your new coaches are going to go here. So when you sign up a new coach, I have an email that I send to all my new coaches, and I just send them an email, and it has a link for Dare to Dream University. And I'm going to tell them, this is where you start. Start with new coach, quick start. And all they do, they would go to view the course. Like, I already signed into this. So it's going to have you, if you haven't signed in before, it's going to have you create an account. And what's cool, this is what's awesome. When you create an account, they put you in, it gets you like in the system, and then they send you reminder emails to remind you to finish your course. So that's really cool. And so resume course. So this is how you get your new coaches started right. So that's awesome. If you have new coaches and you're like, well, I'm a new coach, how do I get my new coaches success if I'm still working on it? You send them to this, because this is, the work is done for you. This thing is amazing. And it's got like achievements in progress. So, as they, walk things out. And so look, they have all the lessons right here. So Emerald Success Club, tracking your power hours, da, 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 da. So once they like, okay, so once you do a lesson, be proof that the products work, it's going to give you, so you would check it. Once you're done, you're going to check it, okay? Be proof that products work, your coach announcement. Once you've done it, you're going to check it, okay? And it's, I mean, there's just so much valuable info in here. So it's really, really, really well done. Scripts and how-tos, okay? Scripts and how-tos. So this is awesome for any of you who are like, I don't know how to say this. I don't know how to word that. And I've shared, you know, the scripts that I use, but I mean, like, dude, you got them right here from some of the best in the business. So, and I'm not saying copy and paste and just use exactly what they write. You have to make it yours, okay? You, for real, guys, you got to make it yours. You got to put your flavor into it. But this is a great place to start. Get a template, get an idea of what to say, and make it your own. So, you know, it starts with the how-tos, and then it goes down to the scripts, challenge group scripts, coaching scripts, coming out as a coach post, follow-up scripts, objection scripts. So literally, like, you know, if there's one of these areas that you're struggling with, like, oh, dude, I don't know how to talk about coaching, or I don't know how to talk about challenge groups, I get stuck at this point, then this is where you need to be putting some of your study time. You know, mark out like 10, 15 minutes a day to work on improving one of your skills, you know? So if it's the skill of, you know, talking about challenge groups or talking about coaching, then, you know, take this week, say, okay, this week I'm going to focus on improving talking to people about coaching, and find some resources. Start here because you got like a ton of them right here, and focus your study time this week, whether it's a little bit every day or where you take one day, you really dig into it, and really work on that, you know? Personal development is part of our vital behaviors, not because we don't have other better things to do. And trust me, I suck at reading. Like, I'm not good at personal development, not because I don't want to, but because, you know, life is busy, right? And sitting down to read is something I do when I'm usually falling asleep. So, but audio things are great. There's so much great audio material. But look, I can read for 10 minutes a day. Like, I suck at reading, but I can sit down and read for 10 minutes. So the same way you carve out some time for your workout, carve out some time, 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes of personal development is one thing. But to me, when I look at like stuff like this, like, you know, studying about scripts or studying about like maybe listening to a podcast or watching a YouTube video, I don't necessarily consider that my personal development. You can if you want to. I feel like personal development is something that really develops you on the inside, who you are, your principles, your nature, your character, and all that. It can be totally business related as well, but I feel like it deals with more of the psychological and, you know, the mental and the emotional parts of us. Whereas like this stuff that I'm talking about, like this is more about skill, studying and applying new skills and learning new skills and working on that. I feel like it's a separate thing. You can make it part of your personal development. If you've got super limited time, then, you know, you can mix it up. But I feel like, you know, that this is a little bit different because it's more about learning and less about just developing who you are on the inside. But this is about developing the practical side of your business. So I guess that's a better way to word it. You know, you have personal development where you're developing yourself personally, and then you have personal development where you're developing your practical business strategies. And that's kind of where this would fall into that category. So here you go. I mean, like, say like, okay, it maybe have one focus on each month. Say this month, I'm focusing my business development time on my challenge groups and getting challenge groups awesome and laying them out the way I really want them to be. So, you know, totally amazing resources that we have here, you guys. So if you have not like really spent some time in this, I encourage you guys to check it out. So, you know, you got to get familiar with it, but also, you know, you can get your coaches familiar with this stuff too. And there's so much. It's so awesome. Can you tell? I'm like really excited. Challenge groups from start to finish. Boom. Product knowledge. If you need to know about a certain program, look, I have not done every program in Beachbody, and I'm not going to either because I don't really like hip hop abs. That's not my thing. But if I have someone who's interested in hip hop abs, like I know how to find out the information for them. I know how to, you know, connect them. We're not the gurus. We're not the know-it-alls. We are the middleman. We're the connection point, and we're the cheerleader to make sure that people get it done. So you don't got to be the expert. You're the connection to the experts, which is Beachbody. They're the expert programs. They're the expert in nutrition. You don't got to know it all. And it's actually good that you don't know it all. And it's good that you tell people you don't know it all, because if they think you know it all, then they think, oh, I can't do that because I don't know it all. You tell them, look, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just on my own journey and I'm learning, and it's awesome, and I'm getting results, and I'm excited, and that's where you got to focus your energy and your effort, not on knowing everything, though it is important to learn everything that you can to improve your skill and improve what you're doing. But your success is not in being a know-it-all. Your success is being passionate and knowing how to connect people to the programs, the products, and the resources that we have. So if you struggle with like having a system and getting organized, look, you got a dashboard, you got a whole course right here. So like this is not when I started, so it's going to ask me to enroll. So each module, each course, they ask you to enroll for it. And that's really cool, because then you get emails to remind you to continue doing the course. So super awesome way to develop your business. All right. So when we talk about the 4 vital behaviors, business development is part of it. You have your personal development and you have your business development. So dig into the practical side of it. This is like everything that you need to know. You can have it right here. So I love it. I love it. So how many of you guys are going to like start applying some of that, start digging into the Dare to Dream University, right? Amazing. Like I'm even going to start digging into this, because maybe I've been doing this for 5 years, but there's always things that I'm streamlining. There's always things that I'm trying to improve on, that I'm trying to make better. So I encourage you guys to never stop learning and never get comfortable, because if you get comfortable, then you get complacent and then things stop moving. So okay, another really practical thing is I want to make sure you guys know how to, which they go over this in the course, but I'm going to just go over this really quick. How to send the webinar. And I call it the webinar, but it's like 4 videos. So it's not like one video, it's 4 videos. But this is like when you say, okay, say I have somebody who I've been talking to about coaching. I sent them a message. They responded. They're like, yeah, sure, I'll check it out. What do you send them when they say they're interested in coaching? Crap, now what? What do I send them? And that's one of those things where you feel like, oh, I got to know it all. I got to know everything about coaching. No, you can be a brand new coach. You couldn't have signed up yesterday, but if you know how to do this, then you can successfully and confidently share with other people about coaching, because again, you're just connecting them to the tools and the resources that we have. It's not about you knowing everything there is to know. It's about being passionate, letting that passion, that enthusiasm be contagious and draw them in and connect them to the resources that we have set up. So, like, let's say you have someone there say, yeah, I'm interested in coaching. Tell me more about it. This is what you do. First of all, you do want to share your story. Okay. You want to share like why you love coaching, what got you involved in this, and some of the benefits that you've seen from it so far. And then say, this is super important too. You want to walk them through the conversation, share a little bit of your testimony, share a little bit of your story. Even if you are just a brand new coach, surely you've benefited something from this coaching community. If nothing else, the positive community, the opportunity to be able to build an income from home. So even if you're a brand new coach and you're still working on building up that income, that's what you share. You say, I'm so excited because I have an opportunity to build an income from home on the side while I'm doing X, Y, and Z, while I'm being a mom, while I'm working my other job. So, it's so easy to share about coaching. So you share why you like it. You share what it's done for you, what it's doing for you, what it's going to do for you in the future. So, first, if someone says they're interested, share a little bit about that. Share a little bit about your personal story, and then ask them this question, okay? Ask them this question and wait for their answer. Say, if I send you a couple videos to check out the information, would you watch them? If so, by when do you think you can watch them? Okay. Or let them respond, say, yeah, they're going to say, yeah, sure, I can watch them. And then you say, okay, great. By when do you think you can watch them? And you might feel like, Lauren, that's really redundant and I sound dumb if I say that, but you don't. This is what the experts will tell you. People who have been doing this since before time, they will tell you that this is super important to get a commitment out of them to watch what you're going to send them so that you have an open door to follow up, so that you have their commitment that they're going to follow through to watch it. They said they're going to watch it. So now you can send it, because it does a couple things. It shows that, look, I don't have time to waste. I want to know that you're going to watch this if I'm going to send this to you. So I take myself seriously. I take what I'm doing seriously, and I want you to as well. And then number two, you're getting a commitment out of them, and which gives you, number three, the opportunity to follow up with them. Okay. So they say, so you might say, okay, here's my story. This is why I started. This is how I started. This is what it's done for me. I'm so excited. Share your story. Let your personality and your personal message come through that. And then say, I have a couple quick videos that will share a little bit more about what we do. If I send them to you, will you watch them? Sure, I'll watch them, Lauren. Okay, great. Do you think you'll be able to watch them by Friday? Or you can say, you know, I like to give a day. I like to, like, if it's Monday, I'll give them a couple days. Do you think you can watch it by Thursday? So I want to give them, you know, a day or something, or let them give me a day, whatever. You figure out how you want to do that, but ask them that. Say, if I send it to you, will you watch it by Thursday? Sure, I'll watch it by Thursday. Great. Okay, so now I'm going to send you the video. So this is, I said all that to say, this is how, if you haven't done this before, this is how you find your, this is what you're going to send them. So first of all, if you've never done this before, you're going to do this part, you're only going to do it one time, okay? You're going to do this one time. And once you save this link, then you don't have to do it again. So I'm going to put so you're going to go to this website right here, joindaretodream.com. This is for you to set up your personalized link to send to them to watch the videos about coaching. So just to clarify, this is, you don't send them the website joindaretodream.com. No, no, no. You go there first, okay? And this is for you to create your personalized link, and you're going to send that personalized link to them. And from that personalized link, they're going to watch the videos on here, okay? So you only have to do this one time. So put your email, your coach ID. Oops. All right, I hit submit. Boom, your link is ready. Boom, shakalaka. Okay, so this is my link right here. So now, unless you want to come and do this every time you want to send someone to the webinar, then you need to save this link. So have it saved somewhere, maybe bookmark it, or, you know, I have it saved like in a draft or whatever. I actually have most of my conversations saved in a draft because it makes it way easier for me to access it. So if they say they're going to watch it, great. I copy this link and I paste it and I send it to them. And then guess what? They said they're going to watch it by Thursday. So on my Thursday list of things to do, on my Thursday calendar, whatever system you're using, I have follow up with this person. Okay, so I know exactly who to follow up with on each day. And I know if they committed to watch it, then I know how to find them. So just to reiterate that really quick, joindaretodream.com. If you don't already have your link, this is how you get your link. Put your name in there, your email, your coach ID, and boom, you've got your very own link to send to them. This is the link that you're going to send them. And so this, and just so you can see what they see when they go to this link. Oops. What in the world? Oh, I copied the whole thing. Sorry. So when they click your link, this is what they see. Isn't that cool? So join our team, what we do, and then it's split up into 4 videos. So whenever you send them the link, say there's 4 videos on there explaining different aspects of what we do. So take a second to look over them and let me know what you think. So who is Dare to Dream? What the heck? This is what they come. When you send them that link, this is what they see. They watch a video about who is Dare to Dream. What we do as coaches right here. How do I earn? The big question right here. How do I get started right here? And so if they click this right here, and look, there's testimonials, there's all kinds of stuff. It's just very simple, classy, well done. And so if they click this, join now, like most people don't do this. They're going to go through you first. But if by chance they were to do that, it's going to take them straight to your sign up page, not someone else's. It's going to take them straight to your sign up page, which is really cool. But in most cases, you're going to follow up with them. Like, I don't think I've ever had anybody just go on the website and sign up from there. No, no, no. It doesn't usually work like that. But you're going to follow up with them and be like, hey, blah, 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 blah. You know, what did you think of those videos? Isn't it amazing? I'm sure you have some questions for me. What kind of questions do you have? That's how I follow up someone who's who I've been talking to about coaching. I ask them, what kind of questions do you have? I'm an open book. and I let them come back to me with questions. I answer their questions, and then I enthusiastically ask them, so are you ready to join this team or what? Are you super excited? And from that point, then they, they're going to tell me I'm not ready yet. They're going to give me some kind of objection in most cases. And then I can start referring to my objection scripts and talk to them about it from there. So, but that is how that whole process starts. So rarely is someone just going to just sign up right out of the box. Usually after that whole conversation goes, and they've seen the webinar and I answer some questions, usually I still have to follow up with people. Usually I have to still add them to an open house or two before they're actually ready to sign up. So, don't be surprised if you go through that whole process perfectly and they're still not ready to sign up. That's okay. Remember, it takes time for them to get to know you, to get to know your story, to build belief in what we do. It could be the first time they've ever seen something like this. Could be the first time they've ever, been exposed to something like this. It's a big step for a lot of people. And so they need more information. They need to be around it more before they're ready to jump in. So if they stop responding to me, or if they just have a lot of questions or a lot of apprehensions, I always write down everybody that I've sent the webinar to, which I call it the webinar, but it's those 4 videos. Everybody I've sent the webinar to, I write down their name. And I remember whenever I have my next open house, I'm always sure to invite them to that open house. And I say, hey girl, I know that you were thinking about this. I know it's a big step. I know there's a lot of questions and a lot of apprehensions, but I want to share with you a little bit more behind the scenes of what we do. Would you be a part of this 3-day group that I'm doing on Facebook where you can check it out more? And most of the time they're like, yeah, sure, add me. And so then for 3 days, if you do my open house, it's 3 days. If you do the Dare to Dream open house, it's 1 day, or it's like 30 minutes or something. But then they get a little bit more exposure to our team, to what we do. They get to learn a lot more. And that's really what it takes. Someone is rarely, I mean, it does happen, but rarely is someone just ready to jump in right off the bat. They need exposure. They need exposure to what we do. They need to learn about it more. It's just like you're not going to just, like if you're looking for a house online, you're not just going to like go with the first house you see. No, you're going to like check them all out. You're going to go visit the house. You're going to talk about it with your husband. You guys are going to envision this house. You're going to like make plans, make preparations. You might have to sell some things. You might have to go get pre-approved for it. There's like a whole process before you jump into a big commitment like that. So it's the same thing with people who are about to jump into coaching. Obviously it's not a 30-year mortgage, but it's a commitment. It's a step. And so people have to get more exposure before maybe they're ready for that. So don't be intimidated by that process. That's part of the process. You got to know that. That's part of the process. So be okay with that. All right. And just be consistent in your part in sharing, in giving that exposure and giving that follow-up and being there for them. So we're out of time. I know I said we were going to have questions. I lied. Sorry. Forgive me. But if you have questions, send them my way. I can definitely answer them in our group. And I'm also going to be doing some one-on-one calls with those of you who are my PS coaches, so we can have some more one-on-one time. But I hope that you found tonight helpful. I know it's super practical. And again, if you guys have any other questions, get in touch with me. You guys are doing awesome. Super proud of you. The month is not over, so don't give up and don't lay low. Hit it hard up until the last day of the month, because you never know what